Hello, and welcome to People Playground. Don't worry, he's fine. Today we're going to be figuring out what we can put inside of people before they start to have issues. We're going to basically get a bunch of fluids, and we're going to see what happens. It should be pretty exciting. Now, first things first, what we have to do is we got to get rid of the red stuff. So we'll just stick it in this jar here. Sometimes it takes a little while. You just got to give it a minute. There you go. That means that it's working. Okay, now we can just save this for later. And next what we can do, we're going to stick it all into one jar and then we're going to push it into the person. That just makes it a little bit easier. This person is perfectly healthy, completely alive, and there is absolutely nothing to worry about with them. We're going to change that. Okay, ignore the scorch marks. I definitely have not had to try this a couple of times. Here we go. Now we're going to go ahead and fill this person's body with basically all the fluids that I can get my hands on. And so far he is dead and numb and apparently dissolving. So I don't think that worked out very well. But something to note is the reason for my failed experiments is because it's using nitroglycerin. So it's a highly explosive fluid. If we take this body and we gently caress the wall, it should explode. Well, that was a bit of a different kind of explosion than I was expecting, but I will take it. We have a fresh volunteer, and I've drained some of his fluids, just enough to make some room for our new and improved blood. That would be nitroglycerin. You know, the very common explosive. So, let's see how much of this we can push into a normal person. Keep in mind, they are alive. This is perfectly safe. Absolutely nothing bad happens when you do this. In fact, nitroglycerin is actually a medication. It actually helps with medical things. So it is surprisingly okay to put into your body. Now, this is in limited amounts. This person has a lot of nitroglycerin in their blood. So, of course, nitroglycerin is a highly unstable explosive. So what happens when you put that into a person? That person becomes an explosive. We have a bunch of volunteer blood here, and we also have this robot. If we give this robot enough blood, will they turn into a human? That is what I'd like to find out. I don't know if it'll work, but it's definitely going in the robot. It does not appear to be killing it, so that's good. The blood amount is going down. That's not what you would expect when you are giving somebody blood. But I wonder if that's because its blood is actually oil. I want to drain some of that and figure out what actually is inside of a robot. We end up with this very dark purplish colored fluid. So let's ask the machine what exactly it is. Oil and blood. Okay. Well, that's actually kind of what I was expecting, I guess, which is a little bit disappointing. It does appear as though our robotic friend is not doing so great without a decent amount of his blood. What I'm interested in now is there is Gorse blood. And that's kind of bad for humans. You generally don't want that inside of you, because I think it's quite a bit like alien blood, where it's highly acidic. So, it's bad if you put it into people, but what if you put it into robots? Robots aren't people, so therefore it should be perfectly fine for us to do that. Okay, so now it's going in. Our robotic friend does not seem to be happy about that. They are having a little bit of trouble with... Oh. Huh. It dissolved. Well, that's interesting. I guess since the blood is highly acidic, that does make a lot of sense. Okay, fair enough. Let's try something else. Can we fill a robot full of nitroglycerin? Let's find out. Well, he doesn't appear to enjoy it. Just make sure you get the last couple drops. There you go. Okay. So now, our robotic friend is pretty much perfectly fine. Let's see if he has the same reaction as a human. Yes, he did. Yes, he very much did have the same reaction. Well, this has been a fun and exciting experimental, I don't even know what to call this. I hope that you have enjoyed this episode of People Playground. I will see you guys in the next episode. Now Oop! Uh-oh. Well, that's what happens when you, use nitroglycerin. Okay, so now, what we can do is we can... Are you still good, buddy? No. No, you're not. Quit it! Stop using explosives. Stop exploding when I'm trying to just put stuff into people.